Alright, we are back for round one. I won the die roll. Definitely want to play first. And hopefully we'll get to keep, and I think we do. I really need a third land, but if I have it, I'm in great shape, and I can hit my first two land drop. Seems like a very solid hand. And yeah, with basically just any other land, I can cast pretty much anything because of the caravan. However, if my opponent has some type of removal like appetite for the unnatural or maybe fragmentize, I might be in trouble because my hand, I cannot cast match without the caravan. That being said, I will not animate the caravan anytime soon. I don't think so. So it will not die in combat, or it will not die because they have a creature removal. So unless they do have the fragmentize or appetite, I should be fine. My opponent taking a bit of time here. They might be, thinking about mulliganing or not. I mean, since it's a MOCS event, I don't really anticipate my opponent to not be there or be double queuing. So games should go a bit faster because sometimes in draft people just don't really care. But I don't think people will not care in in this type of event. At least I don't. Okay, another black deck. Cool. So we hit the third land drop, which is great. We might even be able to play a turn 4 Tiger if we hit another land drop. Otherwise, we have disintegration to get rid of something, and yeah, at some point, hopefully we'll get a land. Good news is also that black is not one of the two colors that can deal with Cultivator Caravan quite easily. So I guess that's a good news. Like if my opponent plays a mountain or an island next turn, I can be pretty sure that this caravan is gonna stick to the board. My opponent's playing very slowly though, which is kinda annoying, I guess. Nothing I can do. Again, I was hoping that people would be playing a bit faster. I mean, I can understand, since it's a pretty important tournament, that in some rounds, at some stage, when you have some big decision to make, you can take more time than you would be otherwise. But when it's just passing the turn, it's kind of weird. Okay, well, rats would have been great last turn, but still casting caravan first, because if I hit a land, I can cast tiger next turn, and this seems just much better than casting rat. If my opponent plays a creature I really need to deal with somehow, I can also, play rats and disintegration if I do draw a black, or a red, I guess. But overall, I think this is just a much better option. And if I don't draw land, well, I will be casting the rats, and I can leave Blossoming Defense back up. Could also, Blossoming Defense the rats and then be able to crew the caravan, which I don't really see a situation where I would want to do that, but as my opponent missed their land drop, or, well, they discarded the Daredevil, so maybe, well, even if you get it back, you don't really get back value, so I don't know, maybe they are, just missing land drop out of bad luck, or maybe they just weren't paying enough attention. I don't really know. Rhino was a fine top deck. And yeah, we got a land, which is great. As my opponent sacked the puzzle node. Okay. Good. Good. I will use the energy here. Now, yeah, I think it's worth casting the tiger, and sure, I will not be able to use Blossoming Defense, but it's so much stronger than Rats. It puts much more pressure, and if they kill one of my creatures, the other one is still gonna be very threatening. So I don't even really care if they have a removal there. And there's not much they can do because Tidy Conclusion is 5 mana. Essence Extraction doesn't really do it anymore because I have 4 toughness on both of my creatures. Overall, pretty bad start for my opponent and pretty great start for me. I guess in the end we both missed a land drop, so we are kind of even. I guess if my opponent misses another land drop here, it's not really even anymore, but it's not even that unfair. Like, I missed a land drop, they missed a land drop. Now, I'm not sure if they are mono black or just pretty unlucky right now. They conceded. Yeah. My guess is that they are playing another color and got pretty unlucky. So, Daredevil and Puzzle Knots. That's not a lot of information. By the way, something I did not mention during the deck construction is that unfortunately we do have a very good sideboard pool, or I mean we have good sideboard options, but one thing we don't have is an appetite for the unnatural. Like, there's nothing in my deck that can or sideboard that can really deal with artifact or enchantment. That could be problematic. But I guess if I had one appetite for the unnatural, I would be main decking it, most likely. Maybe over Midnight Oil. I don't really know. But yeah. We don't have match to deal with these. And even in white, we don't have the Fragmentize. Honestly, given what I saw, I don't really know what my opponent could be up to. Like, they might be black-red beatdown. Another option would also be, I don't know, maybe black-blue artifact value. Like, they could be a bunch of things. Like, given what I saw, I would, put Appetite if it was not in the main deck, but I have no appetites and I have no clue, and I will be on the draw, and my opponent deck could be pretty aggressive, so I don't see any reason to not keep the Skygate in. So for now I will just submit that, and I guess we'll see. The famous, the great no green attune with either hand. I think it's still a keep because we have 3 lands and Skygate. And if we ever draw a green, we can fetch the other green because we will not need more black or more red. And I can cast pretty much, like, with 1 green I can cast anything in my hand. Without green I can, play a wall and play a squad. Midnight Oil was a solid top deck. I do like that card a fair amount when I have a turn 2 Skygate. So my opponent is on white black, or maybe they changed their colors. Or actually I did not pay enough attention last game, and maybe they had an 80 cards deck. I don't know. I did not really check, but sometimes you just don't realize, but your opponent wasn't able to deck build, and that's the reason why they did not play match. Okay, well, Master Trinketer is annoying. I don't have a lot of answers. Well, this is why I was worried about not having a lot of removals in this deck, because a card like this could easily just win. So my opponent started on mono black, and now they are on mono mono white. No attacks. Okay, I got my green. It's slightly clunky that I got it now because I want to play the squad, and I'm gonna fabricate, by the way, and yeah, I cannot tune and play a tiger next turn, so yeah, pretty clunky, but oh well. Unless I draw something else, I'm pretty likely to actually attune with either Midnight Oil next turn. I will block here and trade there. It's not a trade I love, but it's a trade I kind of have to do, otherwise I take a lot of damage. Yeah, because I don't really love using Midnight Oil when I still have a fair amount of cards in hand, but well, I guess we drew Tiger, so it makes things simpler. But I would have had to do that, I think. Also, this lets me draw more and try to find answers to what my opponent has. I don't have any good attack. The issue right now is that we are taking 4 in the air each turn. And that's a pretty fast clock. Like, even double Tiger is not really gonna raise that if my opponent just drops a few creatures, so it's kinda clunky. Yeah, I really need the Reinvol. And if I draw my Reinvol, I think I will have to actually kill this over kill the Trinketeer. Either way, I don't see any reason not to attack with Tiger there. And I'm pretty likely to cast a tune with either into another Tiger second main phase. The good news is that Tigers have trample, which means that my opponent cannot just, speed attack on each turn to chump block. It's not really gonna work super well for them. Yeah, I will thin out my deck, play a tune with either when I have mana available and nothing else to do. And well, next turn we might have to cast Midnight Oil because there's not much else to do. We are not in the worst spot, but we are not looking that great despite my opponent being mono white so far. I don't know if they changed their deck or they are just very unlucky. But something is not going right here. Well, they can boost Trinketeer, but if they do, I will happily trade with one of my Tiger, I think. 9th Breach Patrol. Okay. I can either trade or chump. I don't think I can afford to take 4. Because if I do, I go down to 4 and this is lethal. I think I'll just trade. I mean, I'd love to keep more pressure, but I mean, their card is better than my card. And now that I got rid of that, if I can just deal with the Snare Thopter, I should actually be fine. Alright, well, that is pretty convenient. So I guess we will kill the... I kind of want to kill both flyers, but then the Patrol grows bigger, it's really annoying. I think the play is actually to kill Patrol and Thopter. And then what? And then probably... I guess I'll kill the creatures and then think. Well, you should think first, but... This will get killed. There's no question about that. Kind of weird that they traded that with the Tiger, though. Especially when this card was boosting their Thopter through the Skygate. Like now, I drew the Reinvol anyways, but I could not have killed that. Well, I guess I could have killed that because I would have killed Trinketeer and Thopter with it, but now that they traded that, like, if I had not drawn my Reinvol, I could just block the Thopter and take 2 each turn, which is a much less threatening clock, so... Kind of a weird attack, in my opinion at least. Either way, I think we want to kill this and that before it grows bigger. Then this needs to block there. This can trade here. So if I attack with Dagger, I kind of have to take 3 from the Herald. Unless, well, I guess I can block Herald, trade here, and take 2 from the Pioneer. The thing is, in general, this would be a fine trade because I'm dealing 6 and taking 2. The thing I don't really like though is that I have a card in my hand, Midnight Oil, which really makes me pretty confident about winning the late game. Now that Trinketeer is gone, like it's very unlikely that I don't win the game if it goes longer because of that card. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe playing a bit more defensively is right in that specific spot. Though in general I would be fine trading 6 for 2 even though I'm at 8. Now the thing is, if I attack with Tiger, my opponent goes and my opponent doesn't block, they go down to 8. And they are apparently mana screwed. And next Tiger attack puts them down to 6 to 2. And which means that they might not even really get to attack with everything next turn. I mean it'd be risky. I don't know, it's tough. I think I'm still gonna attack, but I think it's actually pretty close call. But if my opponent is mana screwed, they might just concede here. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But when you see a mono black deck game 1, mono white deck, or I guess monocolor deck game 1, monocolor of another color game 2, yeah, You are probably lucky if anything. It's kind of a shame for my opponent if they got, color screwed that badly, but this is the game. Sometimes it happens, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe since I took a bit of time to think about my plays and explaining a couple things, my opponent just went to do something else. Maybe they're just really bothered about being color screwed, so they left. I don't really know what's up. They not disconnected. I think I keep talking for maybe a minute or two, and then stop the recording. And like, if my opponent somehow can come back in this game, I think I mean, I don't know what they have in hand, but they are missing a color. Okay, so we can finally beat down. Okay, good. But what I was gonna say is that I might have stopped the recording, and unless something crazy would have happened, I would have, just stop it there, because yeah, I don't really see my opponent coming back there. That being said, if they just put some more tokens onto the battlefield and maybe, I don't know, an inspired charge or something, they something can happen. It's not like this game is not over. I don't think we want to boost the tiger here. I guess if we don't boost, they have the option of blocking with servo and using the stupid impeccable timing, which I don't really like. It's kind of close. We are attacking with tiger, definitely, but yeah. Boosting plays better around impeccable timing, but it's kind of worse if they play, let's say a 4-5 next turn. Kind of a close call. Again, I think, I don't know. Yeah, if my tiger dies to impeccable timing, it's really bad for me. And they could have an impeccable timing in hand because, well, no. I guess if they had impeccable timing, they would have used it on my Skygate a bit earlier on. So, I think I can afford not to play around timing here. Because again, keeping energy is better if they play, a 4-5 next turn or something like that. It's also slightly better if they do happen to have Skywheeler shot. I can keep my 2 energy, though it might not even ever matter. I don't know, maybe you should just always boost. I'm not sure why my opponent's playing that slowly. Like, do they have a play or something, or are they just double queuing? Again, I would not really expect anyone to double queue on the first round of a MOCS tournament, but okay, we just got the 4 damage, and now we'll just drop the oil, drop the snake, and I think we want to hit our land drop, even though it means that, it gives the opponent the information we don't have anything in hand. Making your land drops when you have midnight oil is quite important. Okay, so they got their black, so yeah, I guess my opponent was just, white-black mid-range value with some servos and Thopter, and just got color screwed at game 1, color screwed at game 2. That being said, they're like my despite missing a color, my opponent had a pretty busted draw this game. I mean, Trinketeer into Pioneer into Snare Thopter, that was quite brutal. I think they would have ended up in a better spot had they not attacked with Trinketeer. That being said, it's kind of hard to tell, because if they had kept that back, I would have had 2 attacks with the other Tiger. Um, and even though it could not have been a 6/6 all the time because I don't have infinite energy, that's still potentially 8 more damage, 10 if I had used energy. So yeah, that's still a lot of pressure, and they would have had to make blocks. So I don't know. I was happy to trade, but I think they might have been happy to trade too, because 2 tigers is a lot of pressure. And I have obviously no idea about what they have in hand, so maybe that play made sense. And again, as we saw, since I drew the rim wall, it did not really matter. That being said, again, if I don't draw the rim wall, this being 4 power and 3 toughness is so much better when I'm at 8 clockwise, so I don't know. Again, not really sure what my opponent is up to. They might have 4 black cards in hand, but yeah, I don't know. Feel like I'm in a good spot, but again, like, I have nothing in hand. Sorry about that. I have nothing in hand. My opponent has 4 cards. I'm at 6, so like, let's say they play 2 solid creatures, then my tiger will not really be able to attack. And then, or I don't know, Cataclysmic Gearhulk or something like that. Then I draw 2 lands of Midnight Oil. Like, this game is definitely not over. They could also have something like Fumigate. Okay, trading the 1/1 for the tiger. Okay, sure. That's actually fine. I mean, Eliminate the Competition is a very good card, don't get me wrong, but that was, still something I can beat. So I think I will beat down here. Should I? Maybe I should not. No, I should probably not beat down when... If they block... Yeah, the trade is not great, and actually when I have Caravan, I kind of want to keep, enough power on board to be able to crew that, so no. If you don't have the Caravan, I think you can attack, because if they choose not to block somehow, which they might want, you can defense and kill them out of nowhere, potentially, because for 1 white there's nothing they can do. And if they block, I think you are fine making that trade, actually. And I think there's, again, depending on their hand, there's a chance they just don't block, which is quite important too. In which case you can kill them. My opponent doesn't have a play there, okay. I guess we will beat down with Caravan and the thing is, I think I'd rather keep Cobra as my blocker over Rhino. Yeah. So I will crew with Rhino and the Servo over Cobra and the Servo. And I have this Blossoming Defense back up. So if they try to Skywheel Shot or something, should be pretty nice. They have to make some type of block, otherwise they die. And well, I guess I can double block. If my opponent double blocks, I'm just gonna let the damage happen. Like, if they just double block and don't do anything, I'm not gonna Blossoming Defense, because if they do have the answer, like, I don't know, a Skywheeler Shot or something, and I get 2 for 1, it's really, really, really bad for me. Where if I trade my Caravan for their 2 cards, it's fine. Like, I still have 5 power on board, they are extremely dead next turn, so there is that. Again, I wish my opponent was playing a bit faster, and sometimes it feels like they might be thinking about something, but here, like, you don't have a counter spell, you can just let me resolve my Rhino, right? Now maybe I should attack with Cobra. I think I should attack with Cobra here, actually. If they double block, I get 2 damage. They kind of have to block, so I don't really need the Cobra back to block, because I have 1 blocker, and at the end of this turn, 1 creature must die on their side, if not 2. So If they go with that block, I don't think I'm supposed to go for the kill with Cobra. Okay, sure. I'm just gonna let damage resolve. And maybe they have nothing. Maybe they would be dead to Blossoming Defense. But I'm not taking the risk. However, if they do something like that, I cannot target their creature with Blossoming Defense to, you know, to fizzle the rush. So, and now they don't die to Blossoming Defense on the Cobra. Now I can save my Caravan, which I think I like. And I don't really expect to see a Skywalker shot there. I still have a blocker. So we got 2 damage by attacking with Cobra, which is cool. I'm blocking if they attack. Like, it's no brainer. Skygate is there to block. I guess I did not play my land last turn, and I probably should have. Because now if I draw 2 more lands, I will end up discarding to Midnight Oil and taking unnecessary damage. Make obsolete here. Sure. And yeah, they could not attack and make me lose my wall, because if they don't have a blocker, then I kill them with, you know, any 3-drop I can draw. Any 3 power creature I can draw, I should rather say. Unless we draw something relevant, the play is most likely going to be Thriving Rats, Crew, the Caravan with both Thriving Creature, attack for 5. Most likely forcing my opponent to chump block. But we might draw something if they let us resolve that freaking oil trigger. Oh. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot kill my opponent, but yeah. I mean, this is... you can't really say unfortunately when you just cast a Sky Sovereign to kill their blocker and they drop down to 1. I don't think it's a word you should say in this specific situation. But yeah, I'm missing 1 damage here. And I don't think there's any way I could have gotten it. Alright, we got there. Yeah. Again, my opponent kind of missing colors, but they still had a pretty aggressive and good start. And their deck seemed quite good. I mean, Master Trinketeer, eliminate the competition, some nice token makers. Seems solid. They got a bit unlucky, I guess, but this happens. Hope you enjoyed that first round. Thank you for watching, and see you for the next one.